Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Tafara, and on this channel we talk about opportunities in education, scholarships and personal growth. And today, as you can see, I'm not alone. I'm with Panashe. Panashe, say hi.
Hi family.
Yes, welcome. So you're probably wondering why is Panashe here? The reason why I brought Panashe is because on my different platforms, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, I post a lot about scholarship opportunities. And I've realized that when I post, sometimes people really kind of blue tick the information, not because they want to, but because they are thinking that it's not doable, or they are thinking that it's a lot of work, nobody has done it, or they are thinking that probably they are scams. And I decided to invite some of my friends, some of my colleagues whom I know have been recipients of different scholarships across the world. And today we are starting with Panashe. Panashe learned in China for her bachelor's and for her master's, which we'll get into detail in the next few minutes. But Panashe, introduce yourself to the audience.
Hi guys. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
I'm Panashe Lynn Ndlalambi, and others call me Panashe, others Lynn. In Chinese, my name is Lin. Yes, and I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you for agreeing to sit down with me today to talk about your journey, to talk about all the things that you have achieved so far. And I'm really grateful that you're here, and I hope that someone who will stumble upon this video will be inspired, especially Zimbabweans out there. You'll be inspired to know that most of these things that we hear about, the scholarships in different countries, China, India, Europe, America, are not scams. They are actually there, and they're actually people who have actually gone for those scholarships and have thrived and are doing well. So I hope that this video will actually motivate you, or if you're a parent, you'll actually be motivated to start supporting your child's dream when it comes to applying for scholarships outside the country. So I'll just start. I've been talking a lot. I'll just start. So how did you first hear about opportunities in China when it comes to scholarships and stuff? Yeah.
Okay. I think going to study in China had always been a dream of mine. I think since I was in Form 4, I would always say, I'm going to study in China. I'm going to study in China. And my dad took notice of it. And by the time I rounded up my upper six and everything, my cousin, who was now studying in South Africa, she was completing, and she was like, oh, there's this China scholarship thing that everyone is doing, blah blah blah. And I was just like, I want to study in China, but I'm not so sure. You're just skeptical. You just think,
Exactly.
I'll see. Let her do it first, and then if it works out, then I'll try.
Exactly.
That's what everyone's like.
Exactly.
Yes. So as soon as she was able to do it, despite the financial constraints and everything, I was like, okay, this is doable. Because if someone who's also facing the same things I'm facing, we're from the same family, I think I'm able to do this as well. So I had to ask her for more information. Who did you talk to? How did you hear about this? She gave me all the information. Okay, this is the people, this is the way to go about it. And there it was. I was preparing for China.
Oh, amazing. And I like that you mentioned that your cousin, gave you some information, because sometimes we take it for granted. The people around us, when they share information, we think it's not, possible. Probably they are saying things that are not doable. Yeah. And I'm really glad that you're pointing out that you had this information about your cousin. And I think that's a sign for you. If you see a scholarship opportunity, please share it with your loved ones. Share it with people whom would actually benefit from it, because you never know, that one link might unlock the future for someone out there. Yes. Anyways, I forgot to ask, what inspired you to study engineering? Because that was supposed to be my first question.
Oh my goodness. For a long time I wanted to be a doctor.
Of course. All of us wanted to be doctors.
I wanted to be a doctor so bad.
All of us wanted to to be
I was
doctor?
like, I want to be a doctor, but Simsek will prove you otherwise.
Oh, really?
Simsek will shake you. And then you say,
I know.
You know what? Let me go through this route. Let me defect a little bit. Let me look at engineering. You know, because I feel like actually in China, studying engineering is way much better. Yes, it's way
they
more
have
better.
like top-notch, you know,
Yes.
facilities.
Yes.
Like state of art. You will be
it's
learning
really
with the things that you're reading.
Yes, that's the thing. It's more practical. It's more hands-on. So I was like, okay, if I'm going to go to China, I think I need to look into engineering. And then I started to just look over the list. Okay, what am I mostly interested in? You know, you like, okay, mechanical, okay, chemical, okay,
yes,
until you know I resolved to
mechanical engineering. Yes, so if you're out there and you're probably watching this video and you're like, okay, I want to be a doctor just like we were when we were young, just know that there are other options. Becoming a doctor is every child's dream, but then when you go to school and life starts shaking up, you then, you know, end up being a geneticist like me or an engineer Panashe. Anyways, I just wanted to point it out there that, as you can see, we sometimes aspire to do things and then, you know, life has it otherwise, but it doesn't have to. We don't have to stop dreaming just because, you know, things did not work out. And here I'm sitting with someone who is, you know, well established in mechanical engineering and doing well for herself. So you can actually, you know, do other things. Don't be disappointed. That's the point I want to bring out there. So my next question is going to be, which scholarship system supported your bachelor program? Like, how did you end up, you know, getting that scholarship and stuff?
Yeah. Okay. So in China, they have various categories of scholarships. They have the highest one, which is the government national scholarship, which they call CSE. And then they have the provincial scholarships and then the school scholarship. So for my bachelor's, I had a school scholarship, which, by God's grace, it was 100% fully funded.
Wow, congratulations on that one.
Thank you. It was, my God, you don't know the feeling when you get the, oh my goodness. It's just amazing.
It releases a lot of pressure. I think here we've been talking about how getting a fully funded opportunity kind of opens up a lot of things for you, because it is so hard to go to school and you're wondering, how am I going to pay the tuition? How am I going to cover my accommodation expenses and stuff? But if you get a fully funded, all you have to do is bring yourself to the location, probably suffer mentally with school, but when it comes to financial needs, you're not worried.
Yes. So most of the times when you have a school scholarship, well, for my school, you had to pass all your subjects very well every semester to maintain that scholarship, or maybe you would now be bumped down to maybe 50% because you're not performing up to their standard. At first you brought your results, they were good and they gave you 100%, but then now you are no longer performing as you know.
Then they cut it to 50%.
No, you have to maintain the grades. You have to study hard.
I think that's a good motivation.
You should study hard.
And I think that for most of the scholarships that I've shared with you in Asia, to be specific, be China, Korea, most of them are merit-based. That means that when you get the scholarship, you have to maintain, you know, good grades for you to continue getting the benefits. Okay. So what are some of the common mistakes that students make when applying for scholarship in China? Because there's someone who has gotten a scholarship for bachelor's and also for master's. You probably have some insight on some of the mistakes that people make when they apply for scholarships in China.
I think one thing I would really like to point out is definitely giving up. Because there were some people that I referred the route that I used, and midway
they just stopped.
Wow. And most of my friends that I referred, we all ended up going together. And those people, they just stopped because they were fully like skeptical about it. Like, I'm not gonna do this. And also I think, you know, family is important.
Yeah.
Support.
Yeah, it is
Honestly,
very important.
Support.
I truly agree with you.
My parents were really supportive.
Oh.
My parents were, so you need that support system. You know, people that really believe in your dream, that, okay, you really want to do this. Because that's what my parents used to, do you really want to do this? I do.
Can you do it?
Okay, can you do it? Yes. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, I want to pay for maybe admission fee. Are we really doing this? Yes. Okay, let's do this. You just need that support. So people, like, they don't support their children sometimes, the parents, or they just feel like, it's too much.
It's too much. Yes.
Yeah.
I agree. I think you have heard it from Panashe, and we have talked about this on this platform for a long time, that you really need good support, because I've pointed out how the scholarship, process is not something that happens overnight, but it takes months and months of planning. And sometimes if you're not careful, you might give up midway. And you can hear from her that there were so many people that she sent the links to, they were applying together, and then midway people just gave up. It's sometimes I understand that some of these things can be overwhelming, some of the documents that you have to submit. It's a lot of things, but we have to be resilient. And I think that when you hear it from someone who has experienced such a thing, it is a good thing, because you then understand that whatever hardship I'm facing when I'm doing this scholarship thing, it's not something new. I have gone through it, she has gone through it, could be going through it, but what I want to assure you is that you will come out strong and it will work out. Next question is, how was the transition, the education transition from the Zimbabwean system to the Chinese system? Because I think most parents or most students have this question, this fear of unknown, not knowing if things are going to remain the same or it's going to be hard. I want you to shed some more light in that aspect.
Okay. I think the Chinese education system is also very competitive, how it is at home. In Zimbabwe, things are very competitive, and everyone wants to do so well. That's how it is also in China. You really want to pull up those grades like a lot, and I feel their education system it's really good. Honestly, it's just as good as Zimsek, if not even more, because it's more tough. Whenever they're studying in Chinese, it is what you're studying. If you're studying in English, but because they are Chinese, they try to make it more dimmer, make it more slower, because also English is not their first language. So even the teacher himself is trying to really slow it down and make sure that you're understanding and whatnot. So I think in that aspect, how lecturers maybe in Zim would not have that kind of relationship or that kind of no, but in China you are able to go to the professor. You are able to be like, okay, I did not understand, okay, can we have your notes, can we have it's more light. It's more it's more relaxed.
I hope we don't go back home and be those lecturers that are not approachable. I hope we won't be there too. We'll be approachable, guys. Anyways, this is my last question about your academic background and everything. Are there any soft skills that you did either during your bachelor's or during your master's to prepare you for the professional environment, or even to help you advance in your career? Because I'll let you answer that and then give the reason why I'm asking that.
Okay. So when I was doing mechanical design, it was more on the design and manufacturing side. We were using softwares that when I applied for my master's, my supervisor chose me. Because I had that background. He was like, you did SolidWorks, you did thermohydro, you are into these things. So he was like, you would be good for me. You'd be a good addition to my team. So it was a very big advantage for me in that point. Yes, because now in the interviews, when you share your background, what you're doing, maybe let's say they ask you, what is your thesis? This is for your bachelor's. And you lay it out, okay, I'm doing this. That is when they can match you to the kind of professor that, I think you would fit in this category. So
okay, the reason why I asked this question is because I wanted you to see that it's not about the courses that you're doing in the class, it's not about, only the academic things, but about doing some professional skills outside your academic curriculum. So as you can see, she did some softwares and stuff, and that really helped her to land another, opportunity. Would want to encourage you or the parents who are watching to always encourage their kids to do some, extra things besides their degrees and everything, because that would actually take you a long way. Let's talk about life in China. So now, let's talk about life in China just in general, because I know that a lot of people who apply there fear of unknown. The internet is a good thing. The internet is also a bad thing.
Yes.
Why? Because people are saying the truth come on the internet, and people who are saying lies come on the internet.
Yeah.
And for some reason, it's so easy for us to believe lies than believe the truth.
That's true.
And I know that there is a parent who has probably read about China or saw a video about China, which was saying bad things about the country, and then in the end, when the child says, I want to apply for a scholarship in China, the parent is like, no. Why? Because of a TikTok video.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'm going to talk about your life in China, just to, encourage parents, or even give them, an insight from someone whom they understand, who's from Zimbabwe and who has walked the journey right now.
Yes.
So how did you adapt to life in Harbin and Zhejiang? I don't know if I...
Yes, you are so right.
If I pronounce it right. How did you adapt to life in Harbin and Zhejiang?
Okay, so for my bachelor's, I was in Zhejiang province, you are right, but in Hangzhou city. So life there is so fast-paced, very fast-paced. But I think, I'm not gonna lie, what really grounded me and made me fit in is God.
Oh,
how can I subtract? I
yes,
mean,
you cannot. When
you get there, it's always, when you are young adults, you want to do a lot of things.
Yes,
you want to try everything, but it can only be God that grounds you.
Exactly.
You need to really enjoy your adult life without necessarily getting into all sorts of things. Yes. But I'd like to say that the way the rules in China are very strict, you wouldn't...
That also keeps you grounded. Yes.
Keeps you grounded. So you wouldn't really expect your child to go off rails. No. Because the law would catch up to them.
Yes.
Very quickly.
I think I've read horror stories about people who kind of misbehaved, and they ended up, some of them losing their lives, some of them, staying in jail for a long time. And I think you shouldn't be worried about talking about God on this platform. Why? Because each time I'm advising people about scholarships or talking about anything that's related to education, scholarships, and personal growth, I always sprinkle it with a little bit of Jesus, the blood of Jesus, the blood of Jesus. So I totally understand you, and I think I resonate to that as well, because when I also moved for my master's, when I was moving to a new country, I think being grounded in Christ really helped me through a lot of things. What tips can you give to other people to overcome the language barrier issue?
I think you should be willing and open to learn. Yes, because it makes life easy. It makes life easy, because the Chinese, they will not learn your English. You have to learn their
language.
It's just the same. When someone comes to Zimbabwe, you want them to also learn Shona. Yes. So it's the same. The Chinese, when you get there and you just say, hello, I want to, they'll be like, I don't understand.
I think it's the same, whether it's China, whether it's Europe, whether it's America, whether it's Latin America, where they speak other languages. I think it's the same, because I've had more help when I kind of speak my broken Deutsch. I've had more help than when I get into the shop arrogantly and say, can you please help me?
Yes.
So I think that's one thing that is very important, to work on your mindset. So one last question on life in China. So how affordable is life in China for an international student who is on scholarship? number one. Number two, or maybe from, your colleagues, you can say it from a perspective of also a self-paying student.
Okay. So I would like to point out that the first month for Harbin in China is not easy. Because I'm assuming that most of your audience, Zimbabwe, things are tough.
Yes,
things are tough.
Yeah.
So I'm speaking from the point I experienced this as well. That okay, fine, you've gotten a full scholarship, and now you have to look for money for the flight ticket, right? Maybe they say, okay, maybe you just pay for accommodation only. It's not so expensive, but they say, okay, you're paying for accommodation for 1 semester of 1 year, and that transition, like that 1 month, is very tough. But things are cheap. It's livable. Like you are able to have your meal every day without worries. Even that first one, that is tough. And then with time, the good thing about it, people love to hustle. People have a hustle mind.
Yes.
Honestly, even now, until now, I still have that hustle mind. And China hustle
Which
mind.
I think is
Everyone
good.
hustles in China. Like you cannot just be sitting, everyone is doing something.
Yes, I understand. And I think it doesn't matter if you're in China or if you're in Europe or if you're in America.
Yes.
As if you go there as a scholarship student or even as a self-paying student, you need to be ready to go out there and to work and not be lazy. Enough of the life in China.
Yes.
I want to talk about your career development.
Okay.
I understand that you graduated this year for your master's.
Yay!
Congratulations in June. Yes. I know it's recent. It's still hot. Yes. Now, how did you secure an internship after your master's, especially in the most prominent organization in your field?
So, honestly, when I started my master's, I had no clue what I'm getting myself into. Nuclear, this, popping industry and stuff. And he said, I was thinking about that. God, what kind of work do I do? Like, what are the things that I'll be doing?
Yes,
what is nuclear? And in that moment, that is when my school was like, oh, there's this scholarship called Marie Curie.
Yes. See, wait, hold that thought. I have been shouting on top of the mountain about the Marie Curie scholarship, and here you have 2 Marie Curie scholarships here. I am also a Marie Curie recipient, and she is also a Marie Curie recipient. So you guys, it's doable. When you see the links, click on them, give them what they need, because it is doable.
True.
We are both Marie Curie. I am from a different field.
Yes.
She is in another field, but we are both women in science. So it's doable, guys. It's doable.
Yes.
Continue.
Yes. Yes. So I applied, and then a few months later, congratulations.
See, hold your thought. That's one thing that I like about the Marie Curie. It doesn't take time like other scholarships. Maximum is like 3 months or so. In 3 months, you would know if you got the scholarship or not. Whilst others, you have to wait for months. That's one thing that I like about it.
So I got the Marie Curie scholarship, and it kind of opened my eyes. I'm not gonna lie. When I got the Marie Curie scholarship, that's when I started understanding what nuclear is. Yes, because these people, the way they organize conferences, webinars, blah blah blah, they were now explaining what nuclear, what you guys will be doing.
There are different things in the field and stuff.
Now
and
knowing that it's in agriculture as well. It's something I did not even know.
You didn't know about it. I also didn't know about it. It's so vast. It can be applied in a lot of things, from law to agriculture. Yes.
That's when I was like, okay. And now I could understand that, okay, so my field is nuclear energy. Okay, this is what I'll be doing. Now I have an understanding. So even going into my studies, I now understand what I'm doing. I now know which direction I'm taking.
So I understand that you did your part. You finished your master's, passed very well.
Yes.
Made sure that you were proactive in terms of planning what you would do after your graduate school.
Yes.
Like, for example, applying for internships and all.
Yes.
My next question is to ask, what role did your supervisors or your professors play in these opportunities?
Okay, so in my school, the vice dean, or rather in the nuclear college, the vice dean is a woman. So she would really always like to bump up women in these fields. So whenever there was something to do with nuclear, this, she would always gather the ladies. Oh, you have to ask, did you apply? Did you apply?
Wow, that's amazing.
Yes, because everyone has to benefit. I know my ladies, you know, my ladies.
That's amazing.
Yes,
that's amazing.
So, you know, having that kind of relationship, and also even our international college, they knew that we have our, you know, students in the who are into the Marie Curie, or who are into this special kind of scholarships, and you know, they are always gathering you guys. Okay.
I think I always encourage even other people to put themselves out there, because opportunities don't find you whilst you are closing your doors inside your house and stuff. You have to be willing to go out there, interact with people, network with people, ask when you don't know, and you know, things would actually work out for you. So enough about your career. I'm trying to salve this moment to ensure that we cover almost everything, because most of the times I'm just here talking to them and they're like, okay, what is she saying? Maybe it's just one in so many people that has done this. So it's really good to have someone who has walked that step. And I would like to ask, what's your advice to a Zimbabwean student or an African student, especially women in STEM, looking to study abroad?
I think you are not too small, you know, to fit into these spaces. Because I really used to think that, you know,
this is not for me.
No, you know, this is not really. But you can, honestly, you can fit in these spaces. You'll be so surprised. Oh, was that me?
See?
Really? I'm here?
Yeah.
Me? So you should not shy away. And also when an opportunity presents itself, do not be quick to close it and just assume it's a scam, because that's what we always do. It's a scam.
Something
We are so
we
quick
need
to say that it's
yes.
a scam. You know, I'm not gonna try it. Well, try and see if it'll work or not.
So if you're out there and you want to be someone or a woman in STEM like us, or you are a student who is in a situation whereby you're thinking that, am I also going to get a scholarship? Am I going to study abroad? It's doable. It is doable. And look at us. We did not do anything that is, I don't know, special. But here we are. We just took our dreams with us and did whatever the scholarship board asked us to do, and here we are. And I think you can do that too.
Yes.
If you could go back to your application process, whether it was for your master's or for your bachelor's, if you could go back to the application preparation, what if there's anything that you would want to change, what could it be?
But I think mostly it's maybe rushing into things, or you know,
not taking time
yes, to really absorb and understand everything. Because maybe the excitement, so
you'll be
maybe
so excited.
Maybe taking a step back and really like understand everything, that okay, this is what I'm going to get into. I'm moving away from my family.
Anyways, this was a good conversation, Panashe, and I hope that you guys have learned one or two things, and I will be bringing some of my colleagues. Some of them might not be with me sitting on my couch because of distance, but I will definitely be bringing some more people to give you insights on their journeys, so that you understand that behind every scholarship link that we give you, someone else is taking that seriously, applying, and their life is actually changing, their careers are actually growing. So I hope that this interview has actually opened up your mind, whether you're a parent or you're someone who is trying to apply to study abroad. I hope that it has opened up your mind. Thank you so much, Panashe, for being here with us. This was really good for me. And I think when I'm advising some students when it comes to going to China, I now have an insight of understanding that some scholarships are not global. Some of them are school, some of them school-based or provincial-based, and different stuff that we shared. And I hope that inspires one little girl behind that camera to do the unthinkable and take your steps towards your dream. So bye guys. Thank you so much for having us.